Yeah, let's tap in. This is the age from what my research has, what I've been researching, guys. Okay. She is 34. She's born September the 25th, 1989. I'm talking about Danielle Johnson, who went by Mystic times Lipstick on Twitter. She had a very huge Twitter following. She was known as a Reiki master practitioner. So they do the chakras, healing the energy within the body, and teaching other people how to heal energy with themselves to balance themselves. Then apparently she was an astrologer as well. Now, like a lot of the spiritual community has been saying, since when do the news really care about people, horoscopes, astrology? I know, like, back in the day, you used to look at the newspaper and they had your horoscope in the back of the book. And people like to say horoscope has horror in it, and that's not what the fuck it even means. That's not the etymology of horoscope. It's talking about the studying the heavens, okay? It's like I don't even want to. I ain't gonna get into it. But anyway, so she's, from what I researched from Twitter, from people that say happy birthday to her, she's a Queen of Heart. At first, I thought she was a Jack of Heart, and Jack of Heart is a sacrificial card, is the card of suicide. You feel me? Which could have, but she was a Queen of Heart. This is the mother card, okay? This her son card this is the card for mothers, okay? This is a marriage card. It's a card about children. It's a card it's the card of indulgence sometimes. It's a sex card. It could be addiction, a people person. A person who's a Queen of Hearts, very like alluring, like they're sensational. They that chick, like, that they that chick. Okay. Now, this age 34 spread, I'm looking at her age 34 spread, guys, and I also found her weekly spread, what was going on this week for her, because our week starts off based off the day you were born. So for instance, I'm a Mercury baby because I was born on a Mercury day. So my week in Cardology starts on a Wednesday, which it represents Mercury. Okay. So the day that day of 1989, the day of the week, she's born on a Monday, which is crazy because she killed herself on a Monday. Moon day, okay? Moon represents emotions. The moon is very emotional. It changes every 2 days in different zodiac signs. Moon, it represents our emotion. It represents the home. Again, it represents mothers. So she passed away on her on a moon day. So my little one is knocking on the door. Hold on. Sit down and eat this. I have to get the yogurt. Who gave him yogurt? He went to the fridge by himself. He gotta open the fridge. Open the fridge. So who opened the fridge for Charlie? All right, I'm back, y'all. I'm back. My baby wanted some yogurt. So, guys, this is crazy. I'm trying to keep this video as short as possible, y'all. She died on the day she was born. Not necessarily the day she was born, but the day of the week she's born, which was a Monday. The solar eclipse happened on a Monday. Okay. So, with that being said, this is very significant. People don't understand, like, you can, like, people, like, your natal chart. Think about your natal chart. Then you think about the cardology spread. You gotta make it your bitch. You don't let the cards run you. You run the cards. Even though a lot of things is divine by faith. A lot of things are faith, but and at the most part, you have to master your faith. You understand what I'm saying? So every week, every year, we go through cycles, but you some things you is out of your control. Obviously, a lot of things are obviously out of our control, but if you understood like your blueprint, you can prevent a lot of pain. You could, oh dang, I gotta go back to my Zoom. You could prevent a lot of pain. You could prevent a lot of things from happening. So looking at her yearly spread, she's age 34. This is me using Aquarius Maximus, Master Cardologer, awesome teacher, amazing. I took some of her classes. She has a 8 heart, and she had a, first of all, let's start. What, she got so many eights. 8, and we're in an 8 of heart year, y'all. We're in a Saturn karmic year. The 8s was ruling her. The 8s were probably whooping her ass this year. For a fact. They said she had a baby. The baby was 8 months old. Rest in peace to the baby. And I do send my condolences out to the family, because this is heavy energy. You know what I'm saying? We all are not perfect. A lot of us have mental health issues, whether you you may smoke it away, you may drink it away, you may fuck it away. A lot of us are dealing with things, you know what I'm saying, that we haven't truly processed. We probably haven't really truly went to therapy about it. I know personally I have been through therapy. I do need to go back to therapy because I have some things, that I need to sort out. And there's other ways we need to start really loving ourselves more and really overcoming our darkness and bringing it to the light, because we can heal not only ourselves but heal so many other people if we're honest with ourselves. If she had a baby just 8 months ago, she most likely was going through postpartum depression. We don't know what she was going through. She could have been going through a lot. But based off this 8 of heart, Mercury relationship, this is 8s are bullies. So this could be but we're talking about Mercury, we're talking about life, travel, communications, learning, writing, siblings. Mercury rules communication. She could have been communicating, whether she was thinking about it, whether she was writing about it, whether she was typing out on social media or venting about it. She most likely was communicating that she was going through something. Socially, she could have been doing this. Socially, Mercury, I'm thinking social media, I'm thinking the technology part of it. She could have been for quite some time now during this year 34 venting about there were some things she probably was venting about. It could have been she could have probably subliminally been talking about her love life. Subliminally been talking about it. But this is, you have to this is a planet like 8's is restriction as well, but it can be successful. You can be successful in 8 because it's all about overcoming an obstacle, willpower. Also look at 8's as like, again, the karma, what goes around comes around. It looks like an infinity. You put out what you put in what you put out what you put in, and so forth. So it's a boomerang. So for her to have this 8 of heart here, it could have been a controlling lover. Who's the controlling lover? Who knows who's the controlling lover? Apparently he was in the military. People in the military go through things, especially veterans. You got out the come on now. Come on now. We don't know what's going on, but it could have been something. This is like a bully love, a bully in love, playboy, playgirl. Who knows? Somebody could have been a player. We don't know because she's gone now, you know what I'm saying? But she could have been honestly expressing herself on social media. All right. And she could have been expressing some type of heartbreak. Okay. Next, we have the Eight of Spade in Venus. And Venus is relationships, beauty, home, love, women, aesthetics. Maybe you want to beautify your house, but it's Eight of Spade here. Now with the Eight of Spade being here, it could have been being a workaholic in something that you love to do. It could have been overcoming an obstacle. This is could be a successful card too, being successful in what you love to do, power and love that you do, or you could be a bully. Again, a bully in love. Are you a bully in love? Are you bullying somebody that you love? Are you mentally being bullied in a relationship? Are you being bullied in the relationship? Who's the bully? Because it's giving a lot of bully energy right now. A lot of bully energy, which is crazy because now I'm looking at her weekly spread, and in the weekly cardology, she's age 2. She has also the Eight of Spade in Venus in her weekly spread for this week. Okay. So her weekly spread is aligning with her yearly spread. And this is the week she transitioned, she passed away. So she was definitely going through something based off the matchup from the year, from what I'm looking at with the yearly and the weekly. There was something going on relationship, could have been going on relationship wise. Okay. With her. It could have been something going on within the home that we don't know about. But like I said, she could have been most likely expressing that through social media platform because she had such a big following. She had such a huge Twitter platform. Now we have the Eight of Club and Mars. The Eight of Club, Mars, we got that Mars energy. So movement, quick thinking, aggression, anger, action, motivation. This is the planet that puts a fire underneath your ass. Okay, get things moving. Very sex energy. Okay, that Mars. And Mars rules Scorpio and Aries. Okay, so with her having this in the clubs is mental, connecting the mind to the body. Is a lot of mental chatter going on. Okay, so could be mentally a mental self-will going on. What is she mentally battling? And it's very the mental battle is very aggressive because it's in that Mars position. Also, you have to overcome whatever it could have been. She could have been fixated on something, because this could mean a mental fixation card. But this mental fixation card with the Mars energy could have been very aggressive, very volatile, quick to anger. But the bright side of all this is a brilliant card to have mentally, because you could be quick on your feet. You're very successful. You're very creative. But also you could be stuck mentally, that mental fixation. You could be very stuck in whatever it is that you're mentally fixed on. Okay. So the only 8 she didn't have was the 8 of diamond. But all 8s, and these 8s are back to, it's 3 in a row. 3 in a row of 8s. So it was a lot of bully energy. It was a lot of bully energy going on. Now she has the 10 of diamond and Jupiter. Now for her weekly lesson is a 10 of diamond as well. Her yearly, for age 34, she had a 10 diamond Jupiter. We know Jupiter is about expansion. Not only about expansion, we're about philosophies, about education, faith, religion, traveling, international travel, long travel, taking long vacations. Diamonds is about that money. That's it. I look at it as money, wealth, values, material things, contracts, businesses, so forth. is a 10 here. So 10s are 10s. 10 is a graduation card, guys. Numerology speaking, a 10 is a graduation card. 10 equals back to 1. So 10 is that spotlight, that sun, represent Leo energy, independent. It's like very powerful. 10 of diamonds are known as the most blessed card. Okay, it's like celebrity status. So if we're looking at her year 34, she definitely hit celebrity status because her death is unfortunately is in the news for whatever propaganda reasons. It's in the news, it's highlighted, and it's in Jupiter, so it's a expensive, but it's a diamond position. So I'm like, so who is getting the coins when it comes to this? Who's getting the attention now when it comes to this? Who's getting that celebrity status? We could say the news stations, the propaganda that's going on. You know what I'm saying? But this is also the card for little girls. She has girls. She birthed daughters. And that baby girl that's the only one alive, the 9-year-old, I'm sending so much healing love her way because what she dealt with was very traumatic, and she's gonna need a the best support system. She's gonna need all that healing energy, and it's gonna be very traumatic for her because it's out in the news and it's highlight. I know she knows her mom in a different light than what we know her currently, right? So she's gonna have to work out through those emotions, working out who her mother was to her, and things that happen, and just going through that shadow part, and her having to break through her own generational curses. So the 10 of diamonds is very significant because that was also her lesson for the week. Okay. And 10s, the 10 of diamond in cardology represents bipolar mania as well. And if you think of Jupiter, expansive, it could have been an expansion of her mental health, because what the card was before that in her yearly spread, the 8 of club is in Mars. And we're thinking about mental fixation. And that mental fixation probably was expanding this year. 2 of diamond and Saturn. Twos represent partnerships. Saturn is a restrictions, karmic, but successful. It could be successful if you're doing the work, doing what you're supposed to be doing. But 2s is all about cooperation, it's about partners. It's about compromise, okay? Compromising with someone. So, and it's in the Saturn position, and we know Saturn also is career, the public eye, career, restriction, timing, hard work. Saturn gives you big rewards if you do what you're supposed to be doing. She could have been working on a business deal. She could have been having business deals going on. There could have been something expanding her career that could have been going on. Okay, there because she has in her weekly a king of club in Saturn, and king of club is like the master teacher, authorian, someone who's a master. She could have been receiving a lot of mental downloads regarding the career that she partakes in. But I'm just looking at her weekly spread and then matching it to like her yearly. Because right now you guys are looking at her yearly, and I have the weekly spread on my computer. I could pull up the weekly spread. Let me see. I'm gonna stop sharing this right quick. All right, y'all. So, ooh, oh, that look crazy. Is it because my background is blurry, y'all? I think it's because my background is blurry. I mean, I'm gonna see that for a little bit. I'm gonna screenshot that weekly spread. Now, for all the cardologists and those that read numbers and stuff, y'all can tap in a little bit more into this. because y'all could probably see something that I don't see as well. She's a Queen of Hearts. Page 2. Screenshot. I don't know what I'm doing. All right. Let me share my screen. Photos. I can add more than one photo. All right, so that was her yearly. This is her my guys, I got like the sniffles. And this is her weekly spread for this week. So this goes from Monday to Monday. So she had the 5 of club in Mercury. And Mercury is very spontaneous. And Mercury rules travel too. It rules short distance travel because the Gemini energy. So it rules travel. Okay, and it's very spontaneous. So think of spontaneous travel. Someone who's just spontaneous doing something, or very impatient. Again, she got that 8 of spade Venus, and I flick over. You see how she has the 8 of spade Venus in her yearly. This is her 34, her year 34 spread. This one right here that you're looking at. Boom. She got it. The 8 of spade in Venus as well. Now she has a jack. Okay, so back to 34. She has a jack of spade in Uranus. Uranus, friend groups, technology, weird stuff, the collective, futuristic. Oh, knowledge, a future, like a higher knowledge. Think of those Aquarius. They're like out of this world. This is the collective energy. So with that being in the jack of spades, she was definitely tapping in this 34-year intellectually, a spiritual initiation. Jacks is the babies of the royal deck, right? The prince. That's the prince right there. And this prince could be also chameleon, able to shed his skin, able to adapt, able to shape shift in a way. Okay. This jack of spade could be anything they want to be. They're the performer, they're the creator, they're the storyteller. Well, not really a storyteller. They're like it's a spiritual initiation. They can be anything they want to be. Philosophy. So she could have been going through a lot. She could have been going through a spiritual initiation, but it's like all eyes are on her because she's in the collective energy. She's in the collective energy. She's in the collective eye. So whatever she's doing or whatever she's going through is being judged by the collective. Okay. So she could have been also distrusting a lot of people in her life, in her surroundings. She could have been distrusting a lot of people in her friend group because Uranus, Aquarius friends. She could have been distrusting a lot of people in her friend group. She could have been she could have been becoming more irresponsible because a Jack could represent an irresponsible male. She could have been very irresponsible, becoming irresponsible, thinking irresponsibly, because right now she's just going mentally through a lot. She could have been going through a spiritual initiation where she was going too much far down the damn rabbit hole. And sometimes you go too far down the rabbit hole and you don't take a break, and you could have a psychotic break because you're already going through something mentally. And postpartum, research is saying postpartum lasts for years. Research is saying, I think from what was it? What was the last? Was it 7 to 10 years, or was it less than that? That the effects of having a baby can can linger, you know? So, and if you just had a baby 8 months ago, you're definitely still going through postpartum. Like, you're most definitely. And postpartum depression, if you're depressed, it could last for months. Now she has the nine of spade in Neptune. Neptune, dreamy, fantasy, isolation. She could have been very isolated, guys. She could have been isolating herself towards the coming days. This is year 34. This is depression. She could have been yeah, she could have been depressed. But also nines represent again a graduation number. Um she she had to graduate from something. There was a major ending coming into her life. There was major ending she had to cut the cord on a lot of things for her to graduate. And this is, you can literally see the energy being played out because Neptune also rules hospitals, prisons, spirituality. She she could have been needing to eliminate something mentally that was going on with her. She had to let go of something. Something had something needs to be let go of. Okay? Whatever that possibly could have been. Because all nines represent completion. It's a like you're at the finish line, you're at the marathon, you're literally at the victory lap. So what was she doing? What was she completing? What was she trying to overcome? But where did that isolation came from? Because she's isolating herself. Was she isolating herself to reach this pivotal point, to reach this graduation? And this is very the nine is very Uranus and Sagittarius in nature too. Of a very rebellious energy, somebody who's very passionate, very determined as well. But it could be delusions with the Neptune energy, that nine of spade in Neptune. A lot of illusions and delusions. So what it had to, and she had to literally release something. Okay, something had to have been released this year for a rebirth to happen. She had to release something. Her whatever illusion she was going through, whatever fantasy she was going through, it had to be released because boom, you see that ace of spade. The ace of spade is death and rebirth card. That was her result card. That was her result card. But I don't want to. Let me not jump too much ahead. All right. So let's go to Pluto. Pluto could be your rewards. Pluto again. Pluto is death and rebirth too. It's the shadow side, the shadow work, transformation. Again, sex. Because Scorpio, that's Scorpio energy, scorpionic energy. Um, Pluto, when we think of resources like legacy, that legacy, what you leaving behind. What are you leaving behind for your lineage? Psychoanalyst, this again is very when we think of the shadow, we're going into the depths. We're psychoanalyzing ourselves. We're trying to get the bigger picture. What is going on with us? So, but that it's in the king of diamond position. It's in that boss energy. That's her reward. Stepping into her boss energy, stepping into that king of diamond energy. Somebody who's successful, a successful business person, a successful entrepreneur, but just being mindful not to be too cutthroat in these business dealings or whatever the reward, but it's a lesson behind that reward. There's a positive side to the king of diamond. There's a positive side to letting go of what no longer serves you. So she most likely had to learn this year to let go of things that no longer serve her. And it's funny because in her weekly spread, let's go to the weekly spread, she has a Jack of Spade in Pluto. But in her 34 spread, the Jack of Spade was in Uranus. Spiritual initiation. But for her week, she would have did what she had to do to overcome this, whatever it she was going through. It would have led her into it would have led her into a bigger reward. It would have led her, it could have even led her into like a creative, like a beautiful creative future. But you have to learn the lessons behind it. So we have the Ace of Spade result card. Aces, secrets, occult. Well, so, and this is her Mars card, guys, for the week. This week, this is her weekly spread right here. You see that Ace of Spade in Mars? And what did we say Mars is? Quick, fast, anger, motivation, quick, quick things that happen quickly. Death and rebirth. It can also represent mystery. It can also represent things that are hidden. This card is like things have to die for things to be born. Things have to die for things to be born again. So Mars, whatever she was going through, that Mars energy, and then she has it in her yearly spread, the result card. And Ace of Spade doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. But that's the result card, and then with the Nine of Spades, that's your Neptune is spiritual. Neptune, Neptune is the elders and the spiritual side of things, and Piscean, very Piscean, your ancestors and stuff. So that Nine of Spades there, being in Neptune, it's kind of like you gotta be very careful with what's going on. Be very mindful what's happening around you this year to prevent to prevent a physical death to occur, because right she was supposed to be going through like a more so a mental death, emotional death, even a spiritual death. She's supposed to be going through that type of death to evolve, to have a rebirth. This year was all about her to rebirth, to rebrand herself, to let go of dead weight, to drop off some of those friends that she don't need to have in her circle, to block out some of those people on social media that there's probably some people on social media that was a little bit of a bully. You know, she probably was going back and forth with some of these social media influencers that be doing the same thing as her. And those are probably some of the people she needed to block out as well. That's why her lesson is the Seven of Heart, universal. A universal love, an unconditional love, a spiritual love. A, but this is also a card of she had to learn about betrayal. She had to learn about mistrust. So she felt as though she's being betrayed, that there was a mistrust going on. She had to overcome it through unconditional love. She setting those boundaries. Seven of Heart is boundaries, okay? What were her boundaries? Those boundaries had to be expanded. Seven is a very spiritual card. It's seven, I call seven heaven. So in retrospect to the heart, is regarding heart matters. How can she protect her heart? How can she protect her family, her relationships, her friend groups? How could she protect her marriage, or if she was married, or her relationships in general? How can she protect her emotions? What are the boundaries? So she was supposed to learn how to set boundaries. Then the moon, the Three of Spades moon, there was a confliction there. She was conflicted. There was a decision. She made like a moon. the home. She made like a probably hasty decision, or she was very split in her decision. She was at a crossroad, could represent a double life. It's in the home. Someone was living a double life because it's the moon card. Someone was living a double life, or things may have not been appear. Things may not have been apparent. Things may not have been what they seem to be, even in front of family. My kids are so loud. Even in front of family, friends, or so forth. So maybe things in her home life were not. It wasn't what people thought it was. It wasn't what people thought it was. I'm just going based on what I'm seeing, and I'm intuitively just going from that. Things may have not been what anyone thought it was, okay? But this is also a creative card too, but this is a stressful card. If it's in the home position, somebody's stressed out at home. There's some split personality going on. There's some crossroad decisions going on, going back and forth like, damn, should I do this? Should I do that? What's going on? Like, there's a lot of fickleness going on in the home. A lot of fickleness. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, it could be third party, and threes represent third parties too. Double life, third party situation, and it's in the moon position in the home. She has the ace of club in the moon position for her weekly spread. And again, ace is rebirth, but this is more so knowledge wise. So it could have been a rebirth in knowledge for her this week. Some new education, just learning new things. Learning new things, new information. I just said education, writing, just new ideas. She could have been writing more this week, or writing previously before things happen. But she didn't really get into her weekly spread, guys, because she died on April the 8th. She's a moon baby. She's a moon baby, which is Monday. So she literally, as the 5 of club in Mercury, she passed away on her Mercury day in Cardology is on a Monday, which is her moon day. She's born on moon day. Her Mercury day starts on a Monday every week. And then she had that 5 of club in Mercury, which was very hasty. This was very spontaneous. She probably wasn't really thinking what she was doing. She didn't even get through the rest of the week, to analyze and make a rational decision. But the energy still plays out, because even after you're gone, your weekly energy is still playing out. So we had Monday, then Tuesday, Wednesday. Tuesday's Venus was at the 8 of spade. Wednesday was the ace of spade in Mars. 8 of diamond. Like if y'all notice during the week with this Jupiter, that information, all this information started coming out about her within the news. And you can see it in her weekly spread as well. She has a Queen of Spade Earth in her weekly spread. And the Queen is that's a spiritual boss, elder, somebody who's a master, a self-mastery, recognition. Now she's being recognized for being spiritual, for being an astrologer, for being a Reiki master, but not in a positive light, because of what happened with the news, with what's going on. 5 of club is very explosive as well. The 5 of club in Mercury. So this was very quick. It was very quick. Like what was going on was going on. Too much was going on that day. And then apparently they're saying her time of death was 444, which equals 3, and 3 is like the Holy Trinities. 3 is considered a master number as well. Y'all take it, or leave it at that. Then we have the 4 heart Earth. She has a 4 heart as her. That 4s represent ancestors, represents the family, like her family, her home. Like that was very this year. This year 34. That was very important to her, even though it don't seem like it now because of what happened. But her family most likely was very important to her, and she probably was trying to figure out what to do for her family, like she's making a lot of decisions, like what is good for my family, what will keep my home stable, how can I protect my family, because four heart is a protection card. And she also, this week, she had the four heart in Neptune. Okay, she had the four heart in Neptune, and this is very ancestral, very dreamy. She could have been dreaming about, who knows? She could have been dreaming about different type of stuff, but with the four heart and Neptune, if anybody want to hop in about that, about the four heart and Neptune, it could have been she could have been isolating her family as well to protect them. She could have been isolating them to protect them. She could have been projecting onto her family with this four heart here because she thought she was protecting them. So this is what I gathered from what was going. This is just her, right? What y'all looking at right now, that's her 34-year spread. And then this right here, this is the week she passed away. This is her weekly spread of this week. And this energy of this spread right here, it doesn't end until next Monday. And then she goes into another age spread. But this is the energy that's playing out for her this week. And you can see with the 10 of diamond lesson, that's there. She has a 10 diamond lesson, and she's in the spotlight. So this is a lesson for everyone. This is a lesson regarding mental health. That this is this is the lesson. This is our lesson. Our lesson, because she's not learning her lesson because she's gone, is it's in the spotlight. We have to learn about mental health. We gotta learn about postpartum. How can we help ourselves? How can we help moms out there that are dealing with depression, um dealing with these mental conditions that they don't really feel like they have control over? Because and how do we learn how to have control over our thoughts? Because thoughts are just a thought, but when you put action towards a thought, that's when it becomes reality. When you put that thought into action, that's when it becomes lethal. That's when it becomes deadly. So if I don't know if she had the support that she needed. I'm not for sure she had the support that she needed at all. Who knows, But this is her 34 spread. It's age 34. Okay. That's her age 34. And then for this right here, this was age 2. This is her age 2. This is her weekly spread. The age 34, that's where she's at. So I hope this gave y'all some insight on what might most likely was going on with her. I try to do my best, to pick up the energy of the cards and whatnot. But that's it. Peace.